What's up, beautiful besties? Welcome back to the Divine Feminist by Turning Tides Tarot. My name is Alicia. Thank you all so very much for being here with me. I'm just so excited. Our tribe, our space of glowing Divine Feminists keeps growing and growing. And I have reached out to our 3 winner chicken dinners. So if you could send me your mailing address, I will get those instant oracle cards out to you in the mail. And I'm super excited to get those out. So yeah, we'll have another giveaway at some point soon here as our collective grows, but we are here for the Mystic Monday reading where we have a look at what's going on for the week ahead. We'll start with the Kipper deck and then we will move into the tarot if we need to clarify anything here. I'm just going to make sure that we get everything in view and we'll get right into your messages, loves. If you want to connect to the energy, you can go ahead and give it a like. Okay, here we go. Okay, so with toil and labor, family room, and poverty, I'm really getting the vibe that this is about the stories we have carried around with us when it comes to work, money, and security. This is going to be highlighted this week for some of us here. Maybe you come from a background where you were taught, that you've got to grind endlessly just to get by, or, money is always scarce, or maybe that nice things are for other people, okay? And that stuff doesn't just disappear overnight, okay? It gets lodged in our heads, right? In our family stories and even in our nervous system, right? And I feel like there's a little bit of a shift going on this week because we have Privileged Lady Pathway and Journey. And this is giving me glow up energy, all right? Spirit's saying like, look, you don't have to stay chained to that old grind mentality forever. You've really been making decisions that are opening new doors, and you're starting to see that a different kind of life is possible for you. Okay. So this is really about choosing a path where you feel abundant, where you feel supported, and actually you'll be like being able to really enjoy life instead of just surviving through it. Okay. Think about it. Maybe that might look like, investing in yourself. Maybe it's finally planning a trip, or saying no to work that drains you because, you trust something better is lining up for you. So there's a little bit of a shift in mentality going on this week, or maybe even this is something that and something that you're working on, getting right down to your core beliefs and shifting from any kind of scarce mentality or belief system that's really kind of kept you in this grind mode, and trying to flip that switch into an abundant mindset this week. All right. I feel like, with this last row with message, community, and thoughts, it does feel like a major download moment. So you may have some message or conversation this week that's really going to hit differently. Again, like this switch flipping in your head. Okay. So it could come from a friend, a mentor, maybe even something that you overhear, but it lands and makes you rethink how you've been approaching your goals this week. Okay. So it's not just you doing this alone, right? There's support around you. There are people who want to see you thrive, a community that really reflects back your potential instead of your fear. And Spirit's basically saying, like, pay attention to what's being said because it's going to shift your mindset in a way that really has major ripple effects for you this week. Okay. So, if we tie all of this together, my besties, this week is really about becoming very conscious of any kind of old beliefs that we've inherited. Okay. Like that survival mode or scarcity mode energy here. So we're actively rewriting a story for ourselves this week. And Spirit's reminding us that, thoughts create reality, and our words hold a lot of weight too. And the messages that we listen to, whether they're from Spirit or from our circle, are literally shaping what we manifest. Also, I want to say, even the words and songs that you sing out loud, make sure that they are in alignment with, they carry the energy of abundance. Let's just say that, because any spoken word is very, very powerful. So I sometimes catch myself doing that. I might sing along to a kind of a song that's like about lack, and I catch myself and I'm like, hey, oh, don't say that out loud. You know what I mean? So maybe this week we're becoming like super aware of our spoken word. Okay. I just feel like because there is this glow up vibe on the table, that it's going to start with catching ourselves when we fall back into, maybe it's too hard or it's too late or it's not for me kind of an energy, right? That belief. This week is really about noticing these patterns, right? And interrupting them, and choosing thoughts that really match the life that we're actually walking toward and not the one that we're trying to leave behind. All right. So I really like this energy for this week. I have some clarifying questions, of course, that I'm going to use the tarot for. And I feel, this could be of help for anyone this week. Okay. What specific belief or thought pattern here is Spirit asking us to rewrite this week in order to break free from scarcity mode? Okay. In order to break free from that scarcity mode. Okay. We have the King of Swords, Ace of Cups. Oh, I like this. Four of Wands. And I'm just going to take this Six of Swords here. Okay. All right. Right away here with the King of Swords, it tells me that, that old story has really been all in your head. Okay. It could sound like a harsh inner voice. Maybe even something like inherited from your family, okay? Maybe from society. And it's saying like, be logical, be practical, don't dream too big, right? Don't get carried away. It's really a cold, rigid voice that only respects hard facts and hard work. It's been running the show for a while, okay? I have to say that. But then Spirit drops in this Ace of Cups, okay? Which is really all about fresh starts emotionally. It's kind of like this new uprising of inspiration and love for yourself, okay? This is your higher self saying, it's okay to soften. It's okay. It's safe to trust your heart. It's safe to follow your joy instead of fear, okay? And with the Four of Wands, I love it here because it's telling me that, this rewrite that we're working on in our belief system, it's huge, okay? Spirit really wants you to start believing that you're worthy of not only stability, but celebration as well. This is building a solid foundation that doesn't have to feel heavy. It can actually be very joyful and communal and, full of laughter and happiness and connection. Okay, so it's like life, it doesn't have to be so hard. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be so hard. It can actually be a lot of fun building this new, it's like chasing joy, right? It's this new sense of following our bliss. Okay, follow your heart, follow your bliss. And with the Six of, Swords, I feel like this kind of seals the deal. This week, like Spirit's really guiding you to leave behind any kind of scarcity thinking completely, like leaving it all behind. This thought pattern that you're rewriting is this idea that you're trapped in, that you're going to be trapped in survival forever, okay? The new story here is that you're moving into much more peaceful times, and into this mindset that says abundance and stability can be your new normal. Okay. Like you don't have to earn it with blood, sweat, and tears anymore. You can flow toward it with like clarity and joy and heart. Okay. So this is really quite lovely. I'm really loving this reading so far. I want to know who or what in your community is really bringing the message in that shifts your mindset. Okay. And how you can stay open to receiving it. Okay, how you can stay open to receiving it, because again, you are going to kind of, it's something that's going to just land just right for you this week, okay? And it's going to help you completely kind of like have this aha moment this week. Okay, and what's at the bottom of the deck? Interesting. We have the Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, two eights. We have the Knight of Rods or Wands and the Devil under the deck. Bestie, this is really giving like major work or project vibes. Okay, so this Eight of Pentacles here is the grind energy. It's showing up every day, doing the same thing, being diligent, putting in the effort, even if your soul is like screaming for more. And the Eight of Cups shows up, and that's the shift, right? This is when someone says, you know what, this isn't fulfilling me anymore. I've done the work, I've given it my all, and now it's time to walk away. And with the Knight of Rods here, or Wands, whatever you want to call it, this is all fiery, impulsive, and ready to chase a new adventure. Okay, so this feels like you might actually see someone around you, a coworker, a peer, even someone in your circle, straight up decide that they're done. Okay, like one day they're at their desk, and the next day they're like, nope, I quit. I'm off to do something that lights me up. And as dramatic as it might look, it's also a powerful reminder for you. Okay, this is what I see happening this week. Because with the Devil under the deck, Spirit's here calling out the toxic workspaces and the jobs that we stay in out of, obligation, the belief that we have to keep doing what we hate because it's secure, But the truth is, security without joy it's literally a cage. Okay, so the Spirit saying that watching someone else break free this week might be the exact message that you need. Okay, so how do you stay open to receiving it? Mostly just pay attention, notice the conversations, notice who's suddenly making very bold moves, notice if someone around you decides to walk away from the grind. Okay, Spirit saying that's not just their story, it's literally a mirror for you. It's happening in front of you so that you can see it and witness it and be inspired by it. Okay, so it's going to be like a reminder that you're not as trapped as you think, and you have this permission to rewrite your own story as well. Okay, so I kind of like this. Now, for some of you, you might be tuning in, you're like, you know what, Alicia, I'm already doing what I love. I love the job here. This could apply to a relationship, same kind of situation. You know what? Eff it, I'm out the door, or a friendship or any other kind of situation in your world. I was just mostly picking up on work, okay, for this specific message coming out. Okay, so just apply it how it fits, and if it doesn't, I guess you'll know by the end of the week. But if it doesn't fit for you, or if you don't see this coming, then this might not be yours, and that's okay. Okay, it might not be yours, and that's okay. So my next question here that I want to answer is, or ask I should say, and then get her answer, is how can we step more fully in onto this new path of abundance and joy without slipping back into any old survival pattern that we might have. Okay, so how can we step fully onto this new path of abundance and joy and not slip backwards? Okay, well, we have the Lovers. Oops, okay, that's a lot. Calm down. We have, I feel like it came out in this order though, the Knight of Swords, the Page of Cups. We have the Hermit and the Wheel of Fortune. Now, I do have to peep the bottom of the deck because that just all flew out. The Magician, nice. Just in time. Okay. Okay, bestie, I feel like Spirit's being pretty loud with this one, especially with all the energy that flew out of the deck. First, let me tell you, the Lovers, it comes down to a choice, okay? You've got free will. You're going to be shown your options, okay? The old familiar grind versus, the path that actually lights up your heart, okay? And Spirit's like, don't just, default into survival mode because it feels safe, right? This week, you are being asked to consciously choose joy, choose abundance, choose the path that really aligns with your soul. Okay. And the Knight of Swords is that tendency to rush, to really leap headfirst into our old patterns because they feel comfortable, right? And that's what we're used to. So we sometimes make harsh or quick decisions without even thinking things through, even when we know it's not good for us, right? Spirit is asking you this week to slow down. Okay. Maybe don't just react, don't just fall into the old autopilot survival script. Okay. And the Page of Cups is this softer energy here. Okay, it's about curiosity and play and staying open-hearted. Okay, abundance. It doesn't have to be so hard. It doesn't have to be so heavy, right? It can be light and creative and joyful and playful, right? Spirit's saying, let yourself explore. Let yourself try something different, something new. Let yourself imagine without any pressure or without this old belief system, like shutting it down and saying, be realistic. No, be a dreamer, right? Dream. Let yourself see what it might look like, right? Especially with the Hermit here. You're going to need some time to reflect, okay, quietly. So it's not really about looking outside for all the answers, right? It's about going inward and asking yourself, what actually makes me feel abundant? What lights me up? What do I want my life to look like? And really not being afraid to sit with that and be honest and allow yourself to dream, okay? And underneath it all, we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Magician, which is like, it's super powerful, okay? The wheel is turning, the tides are turning here, okay? It's basically saying fate is literally on your side. But the Magician here says that you really have to claim your role as that co-creator, okay? So we don't just let the wheel spin us around in circles. Like Spirit's saying you've got everything you need to create a new chapter. The power to manifest isn't out there somewhere. It's literally within you, right? So the message this week to me is super clear. And it is, it's about choosing consciously, okay, and slowing down. I'm just getting another deck here. Hold on. Oh, if I can find it. Slowing down. So it's about slowing down instead of reacting. And, really staying playful and open-hearted and taking time to reflect this week. And then using your power as the Magician, okay, to write the story that you actually want, right? So no more just surviving, bestie. You're stepping into thriving, all right? Now, I want to pull one of these, what is it? Ask and you shall receive, or ask and if it is given. Oracle deck messages here. And they're usually in alignment with the law of attraction. So I just want to see what comes out for our message this week. And then we shall part ways for the day. Thank you so very much for being here with me again. If you do want to offer energy exchange, I'm super open to all of your comments. Like, you guys are awesome. And your likes and all of the things. If you want to share it with your bestie out there, go for it. Okay. All right. This is interesting. It is natural for my body to be well. Okay. I don't know if this will relate, but maybe it will for some of you. We'll see. You do not have to think specific positive thoughts about your body, but you have to not think specific negative thoughts. If you could never think again about your body and instead just think pleasant thoughts, your body would reclaim its natural place of wellness. Interesting. That is, again, about changing your thoughts for sure. So let me just get another one. I feel like I need to get another one. I feel like that might have been specific for someone. So it's saying you don't have to always think a positive thought. You could just never really think about your body. Just don't think the negative ones or catch yourself. I've got two. Okay. When I reverse the thought, I reverse the condition. Oh, that's a good one. There is no condition so severe that you could not reverse it by choosing different thoughts. However, choosing different thoughts requires focus and practice. If you continue to focus as you have been, to think as you have been, and to believe as you have been, and nothing in your experience will change. And that's exactly what we're talking about in this reading, shifting the way that we're thinking. And yeah, this one's kind of fun. I won't put those unwanted ingredients in my pie. And I like this one. I've had it before. Imagine yourself as a chef in an extremely well-stocked kitchen where there are many ingredients that are not appropriate for your creation, but you feel no discomfort about their existence. You simply utilize the ingredients that will enhance your creation, and you leave the ingredients that are not appropriate for your creation out of your pie. So I don't know. This is like, I feel like you can relate this to the thoughts, you can relate this to the people, to the whatever you want in your life, right? This is really about getting specific about what you want, what you don't want. You don't have to even think about those things you don't want. Just choose the things that you do want to go in your pie this week. Okay. Okay. I'm sending you lots of love. Thank you for being here, and I hope you have a blessed day.